Hello YouTube, and welcome to my city update for November 2018. A little bit's changed since last time. As you can see, I did actually build my new table, as you can see. I had initially intended to do a time-lapse video of it being put together, but after kind of looking at things, I realized I didn't really have a setup yet to do time-lapse video, and it just didn't work out. So it's a really simple build, really. It's just a tabletop on the very top, as you can see, and then I actually put a tabletop on the bottom. And the reason I did that was for storage space, for bins, for extra Legos and things like that. So really kind of served two purposes. It's actually my old table, and yes, I know my lights are terrible, but it's what I've got for now. But it's actually the exact same height as my old table, so if I need to, I can expand on the old table if I'm running low on space, but for now my old table will be the space where I work on new projects. But anyway, the city layout is mostly the same. I did make a couple of changes. Obviously, the first thing you might notice is I have added the old fishing store. It's actually, I've been in love with this set for a really long time. Finally picked it up. Actually, I picked it up a while back, but I finally put it together because I had space to put it on the table. It was a really fun build. My five-year-old and I did it together, and he had a great time as well as I. Now, I've also added a few blue base plates for water, since I figured the old fishing store kind of needed to be on the edge of the water. I plan on maybe raising the city up just slightly to have a drop off from the water later, but that'll be work for later. As you can see, I've also added the Scooby-Doo haunted lighthouse. Another thing I need to figure out is my train track is going over the section where the water is, so when I get around to ballasting the rest of my track, I need to come up with something that looks somewhat like a bridge for the train track going over the water. So I will have to work on that. Now you might be curious as to what this is. This is just a little piece my 5-year-old put together and said he made it for me and he wanted to put it in my city. So it's in the city. I encourage my 5-year-old to participate and to occasionally add things to the city. So the rest of the main strip of the city is essentially the same. One thing I did do is I moved the Aragog's lair from the Harry Potter set into the back corner, as opposed to behind the Ghostbusters firehouse, where I believe it is where it was before. One thing I'm kind of trying to decide, obviously I still need more buildings, more base plates to fill in all these empty gaps, but one thing I'm kind of thinking about is the back section behind all the buildings. I'm thinking about actually raising that up and possibly making a tunnel for the train to go through, and then have a full 32 by 32 base plate wide raised section behind it, so that I can put more of the modular buildings behind it. I do know that my wife has very graciously agreed to get me the brick bank for Christmas, so that'll be the next modular building put in the city. I'm not really sure the best way to go about doing that. I've kind of looked at a few other YouTube channels to kind of get some ideas, and I've got some ideas, but still trying to go over my head how to do that. I'm not going to have any street plates in front of those raised section cities. The idea will be that the streets are actually behind the buildings. You just can't see them because of the layout, that sort of thing. That's the idea I've got in my head. Like I said, I still need to figure out the best way to go about actually building it, getting it all together, but that's kind of what I'm thinking there. So all in all, that's really about it as far as changes. I'm really happy with the way my table came out. It's extremely heavy, but that also means it's very solid and doesn't wobble at all. Got no problems with that. So as always, I've really just in the last year really started collecting Lego seriously, and this is my first ever attempt at building a city, so I have a very long way to go, and I am always inspired by the other people that I see on YouTube. So I appreciate that, and hopefully one day I can get my city to a level that inspires other people the way that other people have inspired me. So comments, criticisms, always welcome. If you have any ideas, any suggestions on how I should do the raised section in the back there, please, by all means. I am nowhere near an expert on this. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.